I'll say some of the really fun ones are certainly beaches matter. So there's sort of 3 really hot beaches that are sort of up and coming. So they're not crowded yet, but they're still really cool beaches. The first is the Oregon coast. If you live on the West Coast, the Oregon coast is a fantastic place to go. Very undiscovered. There's options for every budget. On the East Coast, I really love Tybee Island. It's just outside of Savannah, and so it's this really perfect mix of you're getting a great beach experience, it's hot, but then you can go into Savannah and have this really fantastic sort of urban experience, and it's all the great sort of southern hospitality. And Savannah is a great place to travel as a woman. It's very, very safe. It's easy to get around. Love Savannah. And then Pensacola, Florida is another one. You sort of think about, when people think about going to the beach in Florida, they're always going to Miami. Miami is gorgeous, but it's kind of crowded and kind of expensive. Pensacola, or right all along sort of that Gulf Coast region, has some of the best beaches in the world. And because it's so undiscovered, you can get some really great deals. And then my last destination I'll say that I'm kind of obsessed with right now is, believe it or not, Atlantic City. It's a great place to get away with girlfriends because it's very, very budget friendly. And, Atlantic City is sort of just still coming back from the economic recovery of Hurricane Sandy. And so the hotels are now fully open for business. The place is really well restored. But those hotels really want to get people in the door and want to get people discovering Atlantic City again. So if you kind of want to go have the Vegas-style summer trip, but without the idea of melting in Vegas, I highly recommend Atlantic City. You've got all kinds of great dining, the boardwalk is fantastic, and really great hotel deals.
So travel can be confusing and expensive. Can you give us some advice on how to travel smarter?
Yeah, I'm a big fan, especially if you're thinking about sort of a beach trip with girlfriends, and getting away to an all-inclusive in a place like Mexico makes a ton of sense. You think about sort of that, booking your flight and your hotel together as a package means you're saving a lot of money right up front. And then, if you're going with girlfriends, an all-inclusive just makes so much sense because there's no fighting about, where should we eat tonight and how should we sort of approach this. There can be so many awkward moments when you have a lot of girlfriends who are at different sort of career levels or different life stages, and just have a sort of different personal economy. All-inclusive means you don't ever have to talk about that stuff and you can just have a really good time.
So any other advice you can provide to women when traveling in a group or solo?
The big thing I'll say is just don't be scared. There's so often where we sort of hold ourselves back from those moments. But there's a lot of great blogs by women out there that can really inspire you, and no matter where you're going can kind of give you that confidence. So do your research and just remember, you've got this, girl. You're going to be just fine.
Sarah, thank you so much for all this great information.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a great girls' summer.